Our gadget pick of the week this time around is not a cell phone, it's actually a camera. Sony has a new range of DSLRs out. And Varun, our shutterbug, is going to start by correcting me first.
Yes, it's not a DSLR. It may look like a DSLR. It's even from the range of cameras, the Sony Alpha range, which actually used to be DSLRs. But this is not a DSLR.
It sort of looks like a DSLR.
I'm sorry to break it to you. It looks exactly like a DSLR. The only fact is that it looks much better than a DSLR, because most of the other DSLRs are slightly bulky, ugly, fit finish is not very proper. So what's the secret behind the weight loss on this camera?
So first of all, the weight loss reason is actually it has less mechanical parts than a DSLR. I'll explain a bit more about that. Before that, just take a look at the specs of this camera.
Sony SLT A33L is a 14-megapixel DSLR camera that offers Sony A-mount lens and 3x optical zoom. At the back, it features a 3-inch LCD display loaded with live view and true black technologies. The DSLR supports secure digital and memory stick memory cards. Additional features include digital image rotation, 1080i full HD movie recording, depth of field preview button, translucent mirror technology, sweep panorama technology, camera orientation detection, and USB 2.0 compatibility. All this for a price tag of 38,000 rupees.
So as you saw, the specs do make it look a lot like a DSLR, but the major thing here, if you saw the specs, is that it does autofocus on video. Now, how does it do that? Typically, if you open a DSLR, you'll see that there's a mirror in there. Now, this also has a mirror just like a DSLR. But in a DSLR, that mirror actually flips up every single time that the light has to hit the sensor. In this case, the mirror is actually not a mirror. It's a translucent screen through which 70% of the light goes through to the sensor, and 30% of the light actually goes through these autofocus sensors which are built right up here in the camera. And the major advantage of that is that you can do continuous autofocus even when you're shooting video. It's actually one of the best video shooting cameras around, and this tech is now available to you at about 37 grand. So it's not even too expensive. I mean, the last generation of Canon EOS, they are still selling for a higher price than this.
So, for our viewers who are not probably as technically oriented as you, the end result, is it better image quality? Is it a better experience than the other DSLRs or other cameras in the same category?
So the better image quality has actually got to do with the Sony sensors, and Sony sensors are a lot more light sensitive. So this can even do low light photography very well, very high motion low light photography, like in the night you're doing a party and everybody's flailing their arms around, and you can probably,
which is generally how it is.
We can probably click that properly with this. With the Canon, it will all be a blur. The last generation of Canons. Obviously, this generation is a lot better. So, but the thing is, this generation of cameras from Canon is still selling at a price which is above 50 grand. This is a camera under 40 grand, so that's a big difference.
So Sagar, video with autofocus good enough for you to buy at 37 grand?
See, actually, let me get to this thing. Now, Sony as a brand has been very well known in point-and-shoot cameras. Their cyber-shot range has been very good.
Very successful.
So they have a lot of learnings from there. Obviously, in pro video cameras, Sony is a market leader. All of our cameras inside our studio right now are Sony cameras. And I mean, somehow this product looks like something which has married the two and taken the best from both the worlds. And I actually tried out the video mode on that, and the autofocus is brilliant.
But Varun, the question is, how important is video in buying a camera nowadays? Because everyone's looking for just point-and-shoot video.
So point-and-shoot video is getting better and better, because at the end of the day, if you wanted to go out and buy a 1080p HD camcorder today, it would probably cost you the same amount. And the brilliant thing about these kind of cameras is they can actually change the lenses. They're a lot more adaptable. So if you wanted to shoot video, which looks a lot better than just a handheld camcorder, this is probably the right way to go. And the amazing part is that this has actually also got a mic input here. So you can plug in an external mic and shoot almost professional quality video with this.
Sagar, now that cameras are becoming cheaper, 37,000 bucks, full HD video, flip out LCDs, will bring in a new generation of filmmakers altogether.
See, actually it already has. Now this generation has sort of moved on to DSLRs, get nice lenses on them and shoot good videos, because they're actually better than video cameras. So yes, with it being 37 grand and lenses not being so expensive, I think people can really start shooting professional movies in there. own houses. What I would say is that if you want your YouTube video to look very, very professional, I think your problem is solved over here.
Yeah, pretty much this.
And probably the most important question that everybody would like to get an answer to is this a prosumer, a starting camera? Should people get this if they want to move to a DSLR? This is a good camera to start with, or it's already in the professional range?
Very, very easy camera to use. You'll probably be able to, I mean, if you've ever used a DSLR, it'll take you no time to pick this up. Even if you've not used a DSLR, it has a brilliant auto mode, and it's also got this thing called the Auto Plus mode, which makes it very easy to shoot because it gives you all the various options that you typically use if you were to shoot, let's say, outdoor photos or indoor photos or night photos.
Alright, so now that we have the full-fledged review and thoughts of Varun and Sagar on the new Sony camera, let's get in the verdict. So Sagar, buy or not at the current price of 37, almost 38 grand?
Current price, it's a complete yes from me, and I think this is a very, very good camera. And I would like to add one thing. Well, the best part is most of the times whenever I pick up a DSLR, it always disappoints me because I am no good at it. But with this camera, I shot one shot and it looked awesome. So I think this is a good buy.
Varun, you're all praises for this camera,
Yeah.
so buy?
Buy. In fact, I'm considering buying the Alpha 55, which is the higher end brother-in of this one. That's probably what I would buy next.
Alright, so the verdict on the Sony Alpha 33 camera is that it's a very good camera at the current price. It's about 37 odd thousand bucks, so it should come around 38. It's very good if you want to start clicking professional pictures or get interested in video because it does autofocus when it does video. It's a good buy. We completely recommend this.